Okay. Can let them in. Yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go.
I loved your color today. So beautiful, Adora. Oh my gosh.
Thank you. I have something to say about it because you're the third or fourth person today, which is a blessing. But that I said, if someone mentions the color, I'm going to share something. So, welcome everyone. Welcome. Yes, energy is power. We got another great day of activity on the vision that God placed in your heart. So I hope you are getting ready, which means like do what you need to do. Wake it up. Peaceful being EFT. What's your name?
Marita.
Marita. Okay, I thought so, but I forget it sometimes with I remember we were hunting you down. I'm like, where is that peaceful being who keeps trying to get in? And as you were becoming a member of the DIVA Network. Welcome, everyone. All right, so let's go. We got some good stuff. Hi, Alan. Hi, Sabi.
Hello.
Welcome. Alan, you're new to our space. Good to see your face. Who invited you here?
Savita invited me and Ed Cross invited me.
Let's go, Team Elite. Let's go, Team Elite. All right, so you know this is Let's Get Visible, Visible. Let me see your faces. All right, I want to hear one takeaway from yesterday quickly. So whoever goes first. Barbara, looks like you're ready to go, Queen. Let's go. She's opening up Africa for us. You're not ready to share your takeaway? You were just feeling the vibe? Okay, who would like to share? Who would like? All right, Ed, let's go.
I can share. Oh.
I shared it yesterday at the end of the call, and I put it in the chat in school. But just the value of this group already is incredible, and having the conversations just helping me realize exactly what I got on this call for. I need to talk to more people because there's so many more people that I can connect with organically. I just have to have the conversation. So I really appreciate the challenges you guys are putting on us. Like, do this live time. It's not after the call you guys connect. Like, we're doing it during the call, so there's real results happening, and it's incredible. Worth 10 times more than what we paid to get into this group.
Those that have paid free, you better freaking stir it up if you're not in the group yet. But Ed Cross was one of the first, like, let me in. I see the value. Let me at it. Went to a different event where they made an offer, probably 10, 15K. And he was like, wait a minute, Adora already has this. I'm going back and I'm getting in. Right, Ed?
Hey, they may have started at 10 or 15K. I don't know what they did. They targeted our group at 25 to 40. That was the two packages they gave us. You want the 25K or the 40K? And I was like, no, I'm good. I already got my network.
Well, and that's a good point. I didn't know what the exact offer was, but when we are thinking through this, I am not joking. A lot of people will say this is worth 100,000. It's worth, but we've paid those amounts. We're in those groups and we're making it the most affordable level of, and we pay out 50% of what we're taking. So we are really, hope you get the generosity play because we know it's global. Right? We're here for our brothers and sisters in Africa's in the building. I knew I would get some. Awesome, awesome. All right. I love all the energy. One more share from someone we have it. Yes, Dr. Andrea, let's go. Melanie, so good to have your glowing face back, by the way. Yes, Dr. Andrea.
Yes, I shared also yesterday. One, it was you said that, Adora. People want that sexy results. And I was like, this is very important because sometimes we are so technical. We are so, right? And we just need to really be vibrant and bring that energy and show them the value, So I loved that. And the other one is clients make a decision based on emotion, not in the logics. And we were talking that when we were on the Zoom meeting. Sometimes we need to know what is the emotions that we want to bring, right? It's not only about the logic, but it's the emotions. Thank you.
So good. Thank you. And it is true. The result, they want the result. We geek out over the tool because it gives us confidence. We find the tool. We're like, I know how to help you. I have this very technical process that nobody else in the world has. but what they're caring about is their heart is breaking, or they are lacking in joy, satisfaction. And it often is finally an emotional, like, I can't take this anymore, or I'm so ready for things to be different. And so the vibrance comes from how they feel and the energy that happens on the other side when the outcome is there. That's where they want to go. It's where they want to be. All right, Lynn, and then I've got something to share. Yes, Lynn, so good to see your face. Give it up for Lynn.
She's back in Santa Fe from Arizona and heading to Old Mexico the end of the week. So I'll be reporting from Mexico if anything is happening around the Cancun area. Anyways, I love that you can do this anywhere. Yesterday, thank goodness they got me in for an oil change, and I took my book with me. I was looking over my notes and I go, okay, this has got to be like, yeah, give it some power, give it some go. So my ending line after I was working on my statement of what I do is, if you could boogie like it's 1999, would you be interested in learning more?
Woo, I like it. I like it. I
That's
like
flashy.
Yeah, it is flashy. And what's your offering? What's your offering?
To help people feel better that are struggling with low energy, joint pain, sore muscles, can't get a good night's sleep. I help people heal from the inside out with a new technology that works similarly to the sun hitting your skin and making vitamin D. So if you like
so
the
that's where
boogie,
we get, I love it. And that's where we get a little process heavy, right? But
yeah.
I love the, like, hey, if your joints are hurting, but you're ready to boogie like it's 1990, I'm
Yeah.
your girl. Let me restore you, and we'll celebrate on the dance floor,
Yeah,
something
so I
like that.
changed it all up and I was sitting there while my car was getting the oil change.
Yeah, isn't that the great world we live in? And we get to be with you in Mexico. We're going to profit from the real sun you're taking in. So awesome. Okay, so I have like 3 minutes before we dive in with our work today and our guest, which we have an incredible guest. Lynn, thank you for your vibrance. All of you, thank for your energy, right? Things move with our energy. We are energy. Yes, so I love that. Yes, Brianne. Okay, so the red, and it ties into today's lessons perfectly. Look at the time. I have 3 minutes. Okay. Whoo! Hold on. Breathe. Okay. So I always loved red lipstick on everyone. Hi, Carissa, looking glorious. And I loved it on everyone. I tried a million, what felt like a million versions, and I never liked it on my face. I always saw like blue lines. It didn't look right authentically. I would look in the mirror and be like, it looks great on other people, but it's not my color. And so one day I went to an EFT, peaceful, who does EFT? There we go, peaceful being. I went to an EFT certification. And what I chose to work on in one of our practice rounds is whatever was stopping me from finally putting my voice in the world. Because I had been affirming for over 20 years that I was a best-selling author, that I was making this impact. But every time I would start to, I would redirect and pivot and do something else. And I was like, something's stopping me, and I don't know what it is. So in a 5-minute session of tapping on that, right? The tapping. How many of you have done EFT tapping before? Yeah, and let this fill in whatever tool. This was one tool. There are multiple tools: neuro-linguistic programming, embodied movement, prayer. There are all kinds of, but I was doing this tool, and what came up for me is a series of quick images. And one of those was that I used to talk all the time, and the one person who would listen to me was my favorite uncle, who was also molesting me. And so what I got is that my voice was dangerous. So as much as I wanted to put my voice in the world, I was afraid at some level to put my voice in the world because it was dangerous. And I saw the nude lips, and that red is a power color. So I got all that in this little thing. And right afterwards, I haven't put on a red lipstick that I don't love authentically on my face, okay? Like it's my color, it's my signature color. But I went on to write books, hold my workshops, own my voice, have a TV show, do all those things. And it's one of the reasons I'm so in love with what each of us offer, the self-development tools, because it looks like just one thing. Like, why would I go to work on something so far away that actually impacts the whole picture, right? Because you are the being showing up as the CEO, as the coach, as the entrepreneur, as the mom, as the person wearing lipstick or not, right? And so the work, it took 5 minutes. Yeah, I like the red lips, Sheila. It was profound and impactful. And you each offer that kind of work in the world in your own way. And this ties really well into my daughter just came in the room. So I am going to intro our guest and we're going to get to work. Thank you for the love. And I know that was a heavy place, but it's going through the heaviness quickly in order to create the outcome of my voice in the world and the impact that would not be happening. This room right now would not exist without someone being a stand that EFT tapping was a powerful tool, and then it calling to my heart, and for me to have the change in the world that I've had, right? Do you have something you want to say right now, or can you hold 2 seconds? No. Okay, the answer is no. No. No, not right now. No. Okay, I love you. I didn't try to be mean, but yeah, okay. Anyway, so here we go. So I know she wanted to borrow my work phone to call someone. She's homesick, so I don't think like that's a good idea. Okay, so anyway, here's where we're going. So we have someone on our team that is part of the DIVA Network Council. And you know, our promise is to always bring you hot off the press who we're relying on to strategize with us, who we're consulting with and masterminding with, right? And then we do what? Not go get our success. We pull back the curtains right away and give you the access so you can rise along with us, right? In this big wave. And so Brianne Salcido is someone, how many of you have heard of Aspire Tour? Aspire Tour, Kendra Scott, Ed Milet, David Goggins. How about Life Surge? Life Surge, yeah. What about Google? Anybody heard of Google? Yeah. Okay. Right. It's like right after God, it's who we go to most, or Chat GPT, right? Hey, Google, what do you think about? Okay. So Brianne has coached executives at Google. She is the consultant and part of the team for Aspire Tour. And they still have a great relationship with Life Surge. And she's been called on many other big brand names, some of them that you're going to see throughout this visibility success run. So she is here today to help us go a little bit deeper on who it is, not only what is your brilliance in the world, right? What is your brilliance? And we're going to set an outrageous goal by the time we're done with what we're going to complete in the next 80 days together, which is the success run finale. So I don't know if you guys feel like doing anything outrageous, or if you're like more mid, you know, if you're in a mid vibe. It is raining in Texas. I don't know. Let me know with your faces, mid or outrageous. Like, what do you want to do with your life? Just kind of meh, outrageous. Yeah, mid. Barbara, you want to do mid? Give me a break, girl. Somebody go talk to Barbara. Get
It's snowing. It's snowing here. So it's like, the mood is kind of like off right now. So it's like, okay. But then I'll raise my hands.
Okay, but what you're going to do with your life is not off. All right. I'm going to stand for you right now. Okay. All right. Awesome. So let's go ahead and for a moment, we'll go in and out of spotlighting Brianne and I, predominantly Brianne, and into group. Give us a group view every now and then. Okay. And you guys, I want you to not be lurkers, to not be passive players, but participants in your dream being reality and in this community. All right. So you're going to keep doing the emojis. You're going to light it up on the stage. Brianne, thank you so much for being here today, and let's go. Take it
I
away.
am so excited. I'm glad that y'all have energy. Like Lynn said, she was like, you want to power up? You want to go? Let's go. I'm so excited. Who else on earth has this kind of energy on a Tuesday morning in Texas? I'm just saying, y'all. I'm in Houston, Texas. I am so elated to be here. I'm so happy to honor to be in front of y'all, teaching you, lifting you, doing all the things. So as Adora said, I'm an entrepreneur. I own business coaching firms. I'm a global coach, a global speaker, and it truly is an honor to be here. Just a sliver about myself. I would say I did not step into my brilliance probably until my late 30s. Like, I think I was playing small for a long time. I questioned myself. I lived on stories from my past. I had to recognize that I needed to, like, I always say Dawn liquid soap. Like, you know how like Dawn, like it gets like oil off of animals. I'm like, I had to like literally like soap up my life and scrub off the story of the past and say, you can't live here, right? I deserve and I belong to be in my optimal self, to be in excellence, to be in brilliance. And literally when I started believing that, the impact, the opportunity, the excitement, the love that I received, I just attracted it, y'all. And there's days I need to shake it up and I need to go back and anchor to certain things, anchor to the Lord, anchor to my accountability partners, wisdom, framework, education. But that's being human, right? But I will tell you, by anchoring to certain things, and congratulations for anchoring to a community that cares about your brilliance, right? So we can't just have others believing in it, though. We get to believe in it in ourselves. So I'm going to start today with something that I actually probably, I don't know, well over 8 years ago, I read this little poem and it started shifting my mindset. So I'm gonna share with y'all really quick. And some of y'all might know this little poem by Marianne Williamson, and I'm gonna read it real quick. Our deepest fear is not, it's called Our Deepest Fear. Can y'all see my screen? I can see Adora, I can still see you. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we're powerful beyond measure. It is in our light, not in our darkness, that frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous, handsome for the men, but you can be gorgeous too. Actually, who are you not to be? Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. As we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. I just want to read that again. When we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. It is contagious, right? As we are liberated from our own fear, our own presence, automatically it liberates others. And that's kind of where I want to start, because many of times we feel, is my voice too loud? Is my voice too weak? Am I too much, right? But being surrounded by other people that can that see your brilliance and it's contagious, right? I say it's not like COVID contagious, you know, that's too soon to say that joke, but it's optimally, authentically contagious. So I want to take you on a journey today of finding your brilliance and how do we attach brilliance to results. There is a huge thread and connection between who you are as a brilliant, excellent person and the results you're going to get for your life. But beyond your life, it's the impact of others, right? So one of the companies I own is all about legacy. I always make a funny joke. If you see me talk before, I always say, I don't care to have a legacy after I die. That like, cool, give me a big statue in a library that says Brianne Salcedo, like she did this. I have zero desire to have some cement statue for me. I desire to literally live in brilliance and legacy today, that I can see the ripple effect of my effort, my voice, my energy, my confidence, and how it allows others to grow. And we all have that capability, right? So as Adora asked me to go through this subject, I was super excited because I have felt the evolvement over my life, compounding, right? And there's a few things I say. John Maxwell says this really well, and I always say it: consistency compounds. So when we can continue to compound things in our life to drive in a living legacy, you'll start to feel it. And so as she asked me to do this, I I kind of went back in prayer and in meditation for a while. And I was like, what do I really want people to get out of today? And I thought through this, and I wrote it out when I opened my eyes. And if you could just, write this down, because I want you to marinate on this and feel this. So Valentine's Day is coming up. So I even wore my love shirt, my heart earrings. And as I love, right? There's nothing like loving your brilliant self. And so I want to say this. So write this down. Fall in love with the masterpiece you are. Keep honoring your own brilliance, because your own brilliance is owned by you. Nobody else owns that. Fall in love with the masterpiece you are. Keep honoring your own brilliance, and you'll naturally invite impact into your life and into the world around you. Imagine that. I always say, like, I don't want to convince anyone of anything. I want to inspire and invite. Like, I'll tell you, the last couple of years of my life, I'm like, I don't push my way into anything. I don't nudge my way into anything. I attract things in my life. And I do that by starting to begin to shine in brilliance and in confidence. In order to get to results, there's a sense of confidence that needs to be had. So I want us to think, becoming this masterpiece, becoming this brilliant sense of self, in order to achieve those results, we actually need a target. And I guarantee you, when you set a target that's insurmountable, like you're like, how am I going to achieve that? And you rock it, all of a sudden, I'm going to say on like this little indicator of brilliance, it's going to shoot up, because confidence is one of the pieces of brilliance. So don't play small, don't set a goal like, I hope today to impact 2 lives. We're going to do things that you never thought you could do. What would that feel like? So in saying that, I want us to start with this little simple activity. I told you all that I have been climbing into a space of confidence and brilliance in myself, and I can see this contagious thing happening, but I had to clear up so many stories. We typically drive sometimes on stories. So what I want everyone to do is to sit in yourself for 1 minute, and I just want you to think of this question. What is the story I'm telling myself of why I can't be this beyond brilliant legacy liver? There's something deep inside of all of us. Even if we think we achieve brilliance, it might be some of you that you're on the top of the mountain. Let's remember, we all don't stay on the top of the mountain. There's always darkness that we can slip into, and then we start climbing in light again. So what is the story we're telling ourselves about why I can't be my most excellent self, my most brilliant self? I'm going to give y'all a minute and stay quiet for a sec. I'm going to give you about 1 more minute. I want you to think of, if you can't think of the whole story, I want you to think of words. What adjectives come to mind when you say, what's inhibiting me from being this excellent being that I know that I was created to be? What's the adjectives? What's the feeling? What's the story? Last minute here. it's something about roaring. I don't know about y'all, but when I get up and roar, I get my little 9-year-old to come in the room with me and we like roar it out and we're like, we're champions. We got this. Like there's something about energy in your voice. I want to know though, to get to that voice, to get to that roar, I'm going to actually call someone up and just ask you, what is that story? So if you don't mind changing the screen so we can see everyone here, that would be perfect. Take me off spotlight. Thanks so much. Okay, so who would like to share the story? And we're just going to give you a minute here because I want to make sure we end on time because we have some breakouts later. Who would like to share? What is the story you're telling yourself? Abigail, I saw you first. I would love to have you come off mute and share.
So, what came to mind with me is fear of man, focusing on the reactions of others and non-acceptance. Because when you're talking to people and you're looking at their reactions, if they're not reacting, then that takes some of that air out of you. Because what you think you're saying, you believe it's like brilliant, and then you're not getting the reaction that you believe you should get, and it makes you shrink back.
So that is oftentimes very true. We care about what others think of us. Imagine beginning the process of washing that away, right? There's going to be a process for you, Abigail, of washing that away, because what's stronger, what people think of us or the impact we make for others, right? And so ultimately, I say it goes back to what we're truly devoted to. And the devotion typically is impact, is making a difference in the world, is making our legacy come to life. So I want to ask you, I love this part. I want you to take your story, Abigail, if you'll stay off mute for a second. I want to take us through the journey. We only have a few minutes left. It happened so quick. I want to be here for like 5 hours with y'all, right? In this rainstorm in Texas, the snow and wherever we are, like we just stay together all day. But Abigail, I want to ask you this question. Out of those things that you said that when people are looking at you and they're not giving you a reaction, right? Is that built off assumptions, what we call either assumptions or emotions, or is that built off facts? So what are you, when you're speaking to someone, you're saying, hey, they're not finding me brilliant right now. Is that an assumption or is that a fact?
It's an assumption because what I've been taught is that you're not getting reaction. They might be absorbing what's coming out of your mouth and they need time to process it. I'm looking for an immediate reaction. And there are times when people need the time to absorb and really look at what you're saying. So it's an assumption on my part.
Yes. And that is most of our stories. When we can release that we perceive things about other people, that is completely an assumption and a perception, more indicative of the stories of our life, what created us. So when we can start to release that and get into facts and not assumption and clear that, we step out of this negative emotional world and into this empowering, I think Adora says, like, stir up that emotion, let's go. Like when we can get into that positive emotional state of saying, and truly, it doesn't really matter if they're reacting. What if they're processing? What if they're thinking? What if they're connecting something in their head? And if I stop now, I'm not going to fully break through with them. So I'm going to say, when we take this story, I'm going to challenge y'all when you leave here today. We're going to kind of talk about the next steps. It's making a decision. Here's the decision. The decision number one, what I would love for you to do, your call to action, your homework, your thought work when you leave here is to number one, say, let me be clear on all of the adjectives and excuses and assumptions and feelings that I'm giving myself, the story that I'm creating, not based on facts. Is the fact truly that I deserve to be a masterpiece and be brilliant? Yes, I will answer that question for you. It's automatically yes. You are a child of his. You are the most highest child. You are perfectly made. And we are all made so uniquely different that we're all needed in some beautiful capacity on this earth. So the decision needs to be made that you will dissect that story, take into consideration the facts, and then you're going to make the decision to say, I truly want a goal. Because I told you part of reaching your brilliance has to come with confidence. The confidence of setting something and achieving it. And that's what we're here for in the next 80 days. Who's with me for the next 80 days? I know I'm here. Y'all here? We got 80 days to say, So here's what you're going to do. We're going to make the decision. We're going to go through that story. We're going to talk. If you're not in VIP, we'll be in VIP later, talking about those stories, breaking it down, coming up with the truth, releasing the falsehoods. We're going to come up with that all together. If you're not there today, you should be, number one. But if you're not, it's okay. What I want you to do is go home and say, what is fiction? What is assumptions? What is emotions? I'm going to get to facts. And here's the facts. I have a very clear goal. Write this for yourself. I have a very clear goal of brilliance and excellence in my life. And I want you to set in that brilliance and excellence, how many lives are you going to impact in the next 80 days? And this needs to be a fire goal, y'all. We're not like jumping over an anthill. We are climbing this thing together. And imagine how contagious that's going to be at the end of 80 days when we have all of these stories of crazy impact. And it's not about us, but if I impact 100,000, I thought I was stopping at 100, right? If I impact 100,000 and you impact 50,000 and someone else impacts 500,000 or 5,000, that's the compounding effect. And that's what this world needs right now, is the compounding effect of a community that is making goals, achieving them, and living in your brilliant masterpiece and honoring that you were created for that. So continue to explore for yourself. I am not living in feelings and assumptions in these stories. I was made for it. Here is my goal. Here is and then I would like you with your goal to do one thing. So you're going to live in excellence and brilliance, and you're going to say, I'm going to impact this many lives, and I want you to add a couple little words to it and keep doing it. The couple little words are, I'm going to impact 800 lives in 80 days, or whatever it is, and then add to it, so that. What are you truly devoted to? So that what? Are you just doing it to say, cool, I impacted the, so that, and then when you think you're done, y'all, I got something better. Ask yourself, so that again, and keep doing it. And get yourself into the community, come back tomorrow, come back the next day and say, I'm going to continue to learn, have these goals in this community. Because I'll tell you, there's 3 ways I anchor in life. And I'm going to end with this. There's 3 ways that I anchor. What I'm truly devoted to is 4 really clear things. My Lord, my temple, my husband and children, and the intimate relationships that I have in my life that we pour back into each other and impact in the world. That gives me a really strong yes in things and a really strong no in things. Once I know I'm devoted, what do I have to anchor to comes from 3 things. I'm going to anchor to the wise, someone that's done it before me, and there's proof in the pudding. I don't want no Joe Schmo off the sneak. I want a community of people that are doing it and doing it well. I want to anchor to wisdom. I want to anchor to education and framework and tools. And I want to educate, and I want to anchor to support. This might be a cheerleader. This might be an accountability partner. This might be a mentor, but I'm going to anchor to people. Maybe they haven't got there yet, but they're going to hold me accountable and they're going to cheer for me. So you have that in this community. I've seen it growing for a long time now. So anchor, come back, do your work, do it well, be your masterpiece selves. It's been such a delight, and I'm looking forward to going over to the VIP.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Okay, so those of you, you've got the CTA. It is to figure out who you're impacting, how many lives over the next 80 days, and so that. And then I want you to put that into the school community under this thread. If you are in VIP, we're going to go deeper into the so that's in the VIP room. Please check your email and school because we changed the VIP link. Those of you who want to be in VIP for the next 80 days so that you have us deeper and dive, and you get the networking, you get all the things that come with being a founder of VIP, you can stay in this room and Jimmy and team will be here to kind of answer questions, let you know what that is. Melanie will get your aha or your question over there in VIP. And those of you who are staying, you'll be taken care of well. Everybody else, let's go to VIP, okay? Hi, Lorna. All right, so go to VIP. It's in school, and you probably got an email as well. It went out yesterday, Jennifer says. All right, see you in VIP. Thank you so much, Brianne. Amazing.
All right. Thank you, Adora and Leanne, for all of our guests. Please stay on.
Jimmy,
And I think our
sorry. So sorry. I made you the host before I stopped streaming and stopped recording. So can you please do that?
tell me what to do real quick.
Stop the stream and stop recording.
Okay, stop recording.